So this is US oil analysis for Monday 20th of August. Now let's just have a look at prices and where prices may likely go. So we've had price come down towards the 64.50, retested 64.50, trade slight beyond the 64.50, had a bullish move, break beyond the 64.75, retested 64.75, did hold a support, break above the 65.60s. We've had price come towards the 66.12. Weren't able to hold above 66.12 for any major period of time. What we did instead see was a retracement back down towards the 65.60. Traded beyond the 65.60 here to the downside. Down towards our lows here in around 65.37. So we trade slightly beyond the 65.60 to the downside here, broke back above. We're going for another retest of 65.60. So if we do continue to hold, we're looking for move towards that 66.12 from that 65.60, after which we're then looking for price towards that 66.71. If we do see this retracement continue, in around 66.71, we do have the other confluence of a 200 period moving average, thus increasing likelihood of seeing itself momentum come into the market from that level. But if we can break and hold beyond the 66.71, we'll then look for price head up towards that 67.12. Successful break from which we're then looking for price head up towards that 67.72, is it? Let's just say 67.73 here on the US oil. If, however, we do encounter resistance, or if we are not able to, if we encounter resistance around 66.12, we would then look for price head down towards 65.60. Or if we're unable to break away from 65.60 and we do see a subsequent breakdown, we then look for price head down towards 64.75. Successful break from which to the downside, we are looking for a move down towards that 63.76. Successful break from there, we're looking for 63.05. And if there is sufficient volatility in the market to bring us beyond the 63.05, we're looking for prices to head down towards that 62.54 here on the US oil. What we'll do now is have a look here at the monthly charts to see how prices are developing. We get the scale on here correct. As we can see here, we've had this rather strong bullish move to the upside. We've had a very large candle nearer the in this trend, after having a bit of a pin bar. We've had a very strong move. It's probably one last push by the bulls. Since having this very strong move, we've had a pretty consistent retracement here. We've had a pretty bearish close to the previous month, and so far this month we are trading near closer to the month's lows than to the month's open. So we do still hold a somewhat bearish stance from a monthly chart perspective. We've had that follow through from the previous month. But the overall trend does appear to be to the upside here on the US oil, despite having this retracement over the past couple of months here on the US oil. What we'll do now is have a look here at the weekly chart to see how prices are developing. So here on this weekly chart, we can see we are in a bit of an uptrend here on the US oil. We do have highs, deep retracement, another high, another deep retracement, another high in around that $75 barrel mark, around that 400 period moving average. We've had a rather sharp retracement here, somewhat breaking out of the trend. So if we were to draw that rough trend line, we do appear to be breaking out of the trend at present. So we'll see if we do see a counter and bounce, fail, posting a lower high, and possibly seeing that a deeper retracement here on the US oil. And finally, we'll have a look here at the daily chart. So on this daily chart here, we've had a shoulder in around that. We had a potential head and shoulders, which doesn't appear to be playing out at present. We had a shoulder in around that $72, $73 barrel level. We've come down towards the 63.62, I think it was 63.62 bullish bounce out towards that 75, and we are having this retracement to the downside. So if we do hold support in around 63.62, we'll see if that retracement takes us up towards that 72 or that $73 barrel. If we do fail there, there is a potential for these head and shoulders to come into play and see a move possibly down towards that $60 barrel mark here on the US oil. Now, with that said, that's if we were to require a few scenarios to play out to have that find that support in around 63.62 and then encounter resistance around $72-73 a barrel for that move all the way back down towards that $60 a barrel. So quite a few things would have to happen for that to happen. At present, there's quite a few variables I have to factor in for that to happen. At present, we've come down towards the beyond the 65.60. Now we've encountered, we found support around that 200 period moving average here from a daily chart, along with the So in around 64.75, the horizontal level, we've encountered the 200 period average, and we just in a brief bullish bounce. So we'll see if this bullish bounce gives us a continuation to the upside here. If we do fail and go for a true test of that 63.76, possibly breaking further to the downside here. And if that does happen to be the case, we're looking for that again, that 63.05, 62.54, possibly even that 61.48 here on the US oil. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the US oil analysis. Thanks for watching.